Ballots are still being counted for the state's primary election, and one of the contests, depending on those votes, is the Democratic primary race for Cook County State's attorney. Right now, Eileen O'Neill Burke still holds a slim lead over Clayton Harris III.
Joining us once again, Max Bever, the Director of Public Information for the Chicago Board of Elections. Max, always a pleasure. We know it's busy for you there. If you could, update our viewers on where the tally stands right now.
Well, I think you invited me at this time hoping that we'd have the unofficial results from today's count up, but those are coming just a little bit later this evening. What I can say is that it is still a very, very close race. The county side, the election authority there added some additional votes today. Today, under the watch of poll watchers and attorneys from both campaigns, we counted nursing home ballots, those vote-by-mail ballots that are cast in nursing homes where election judges must come in from both parties and receive those. An extra step of security by state law, and a good one too, as well as additional vote-by-mail ballots that we received back through the mail, and other ones where voters have reached out to provide additional identification if they've been initially rejected. However, it looks like today will be one of the last days we're going to have what's likely a 4-digit update. From now through April 2nd is what's being counted for all late arriving but properly postmarked vote-by-mail ballots. That's really a trickle moving forward. We've also moved up the counting of provisional ballots to tomorrow of this week. So by the time that we get to Friday, we really should be caught up with most of the ballots that have already been in hand and see that if there's any just late arriving ballots coming in. We know this race is close. We ask for people's patience. We know both campaigns have been a big part of this process, watching this play out. No one can blame them to watch every vote come and be counted during this period. It's going to be close and it will remain close, but the light is at the end of the tunnel.
So, Max, tell us, because I know everyone's wondering this, what is the threshold? How close does it have to be to trigger this recount? What happens next, if that happens?
So ultimately, we're not an automatic recount state in Illinois. So we do have to count every vote, and then we'll have the proclamation of official results on April 9th. That's when everything has been counted through that April 2nd period. Everything's been audited and double-checked one more time. And that's when the Board of Commissioners gets together and officially proclaims that the races are over and these are the winners. So ultimately, it's up to a discovery recount if the campaign wants it. 5 days after that period, they can request one with the court. Ultimately, it's in a position where the losing candidate has over 95% of the votes of the winning candidate. In a race this close, that's already a given. So it's really up to the campaigns, depending on how close this is, to request this discovery recount. That'd be up to 25% of precincts in the city to take a look at those paper ballots and match all of those results. And again, there's two different election authorities at play here. We've got the Chicago Board of Elections, but we also have suburban Cook County with the Cook County Clerk's Office. So we're going to see some of those updates still be coming in over these next 2 days, but we're getting real close to the April 2nd counting deadline, and we'll be caught up very shortly.
Okay, so a couple of dates. We know about the April 2nd. We know the proclamation date is April the 9th. It looks like, Max, that we are leaning towards the strong possibility we're going to have a recount. Any idea on a timeline when we will get a definitive answer, in particular on the Cook County State's Attorney's race, should there be a recount?
Well, that's the thing about a discovery recount. It's not something that automatically changes the election results as they are proclaimed. So the proclamation on April 9th is ultimately who won the election, or at least what we report back from the Chicago board. The discovery recount's the first step of a court actions that they could get additional information to take further court actions from there. So compared to other states where we don't have an automatic recount, we also don't have a recount system that would automatically change those election results based off of that 1 or that 25% look at the precincts. So ultimately, if there is a recount, it might be a longer road for that campaign to ultimately contest results or to take that action forward in court.
All right, Max Bever, thank you so much. Keep us updated.
Thank you very much.
Former President Donald